Today's lesson is called London Becomes the World's First National Park City. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
I am Roger, and today we're talking about the city of London, but it's kind of weird because it has become the world's first national park city. Who would have thought that a city can actually be a national park? We think of national parks as being in the great outdoors. Like here in Taiwan, of course, we've got Taroko National Park, we've got Yangmingshan National Park, Yellowstone National Park in the USA, etc. But now London is going to be a national park in the UK. I don't know if it's a real national park where you have to pay admission to get in, and there are forest rangers all over the place giving you directions and stuff like that. But still, we're talking about London becoming a very green city.
Yeah, all jokes aside, apparently London is now a national park. So it's a city, but also a national park. Yeah, this is a little bit strange, okay? All jokes aside, do we have to pay to get in? Okay, if we want to camp, do we have to stow our food properly so that bears don't eat it? Will there be park rangers stationed throughout London? I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird thing. This is the first time this has ever happened. London is the first national park city. It's the first one ever in the history of the world. How interesting. Anyways, folks, let's go ahead and take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be talking about London, the world's first national park city.
London becomes the world's first national park city. Nature likely doesn't spring to mind when you imagine a city. You probably think of buildings, roads, and cars instead. But in July 2019, London became the world's first ever National Park City, NPC. Practically speaking, what does the distinction mean?
Hello, 第一部分我们看到片语名词加上 spring to mind 表示浮现在脑中想到点点点例如 When I smell pine trees, Christmas immediately springs to mind当我闻到松树林的味道，脑中马上浮现圣诞节。另外补充一个相关片语 something come to mind 表示忽然想到或想起某事。我们可以说 When I was asked what the painting reminded me of, nothing came to mind. 我被问到这幅画让我想起什么时，我什么也想不到。
Okay, so of course we did talk about the national park. That's a park that has been designated by the national government of a country, and I listed some examples there, but London has become the world's first national park city. Let's figure out what this is all about. Here in the first paragraph it says, nature likely doesn't spring to mind when you imagine a city. Okay, if you're thinking about nature, you're thinking about forests and mountains and rivers and streams and wildlife and stuff like that. So if somebody mentions a city, you don't think about nature. It doesn't come to mind. It doesn't spring to mind. So come to mind, spring to mind, that just means you think about that thing.
There you go. For instance, Roger, I've got a question for you. What would spring to mind if I were to mention pizza?
Pizza. Well, I'd imagine cheese and tomato sauce and crust and an oven and stuff like that. That's what would come to mind or spring to mind. You could also say that about certain places. You know, what comes to mind when you think about New York? Okay, the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, yellow taxis, things like that. Those are what you think about when someone imagines something or when they think about something.
Anyways, yeah, nature probably won't come to mind, okay? When someone mentions a city to you, you don't think of nature, okay? When you think of nature, you think of the wilderness. And for the most part, cities are the opposite of wilderness, okay? But that's not the case anymore with London. London has now become the world's first national park city. Anyways, though, when you do think of a city, what do you think of? Well, you probably think of buildings, roads, and cars instead. Okay, you don't think of nature, you think of these other things instead. But in July 2019, London became the world's first ever National Park City, or NPC. But what does this mean exactly?
Yeah, practically speaking, okay, just what does this mean? What does this distinction or this recognition, what does that mean? We'll find out as our lesson continues, so let's move on now to the next paragraph. We'll listen first.
An NPC is a city that strives to incorporate nature into an urban setting to make the city healthier and more enjoyable for people and wildlife alike. To earn the title, cities must work together with residents, visitors, and organizations to plant flowers and trees, clean up waterways, create more bicycle lanes, etc.
第二部分我们看到一个动词 incorporate 指使合并包含像是 incorporate A in or into B 表示将 A 纳入在 B 中例如The book incorporated the research of over 500 scientists. 这本书纳入超过500位科学家所做的研究。再举一个例子 It's important to incorporate some free time into your day. 将一些空闲时间纳入一天的生活是很重要的。再来，我们看到单字 waterway， 这个字是名词，有水路、航道的意思。举例来说The waterways in our city would be cleaned up regularly twice a year. 我们城市里的水路每年固定会清洗2次。或是 Freighters go through this waterway to ship coal from Canada to the USA. 货轮走这个航道，从加拿大载运煤块到美国。
Okay, what is an NPC? We're going to get to the bottom of this right now. First of all, a national park city. An NPC is a city that strives to incorporate nature into an urban setting to make the city healthier and more enjoyable for people and wildlife alike. So there you go. London's not becoming a national park, okay? You can't camp there, okay? There won't be a bunch of forest rangers milling about and telling you that you have to store your food properly so that the bears don't eat it and stuff like that. No, no, no. Here, an NPC is just a city that tries to incorporate nature into it, okay? That hopefully will make the city a healthier place for people to live, and for the animals that live there, it'll be nice as well. So yes, if you go ahead and you make your city a national park city, your city is going to incorporate nature into the urban setting there so that the city is healthier and also more enjoyable for people and wildlife too. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things to be found in this sentence. First of all, we have the verb strive, okay? If you strive to do something, you struggle and try very hard to do that thing. You put a lot of effort into achieving something, okay? For example, you could say, we must strive each and every day to do better as people.
Yep, in order to strive to become a better person, I've decided to become a Buddhist, you could say, for example. So in this particular case, we're talking about a city that strives or works to incorporate nature into an urban setting so that the city can be healthy and enjoyable for people and wildlife alike. So in this particular case, we're talking about incorporating nature, bringing it all together, having nature and people live in harmony together, and this would be in an urban setting. Urban means having to do with the city. I'm originally from the country. I'm originally from a rural area, but I like the urban lifestyle. For example, I like the life in a city. And indeed, you're incorporating nature together with people and buildings and traffic and stuff like that, so the city can be healthy for people and for wildlife. Wildlife, of course, is a general term. Do not add an S to this word. Wildlife, like birds, mammals, deer, moose, etc. They can freely roam the streets of London without being run over by those black taxis.
Anyways, back to the word urban, you could say something like this. Though it is convenient to live in urban areas, rural areas are more affordable. Yeah, you might not be able to buy a house in a big city in an urban area, but rural areas out there in the country, in the countryside, are more affordable. You might be able to buy a house there. How about that? Anyways, to earn the title NPC, cities must work together with residents, visitors, and organizations to plant flowers and trees, clean up waterways, create more bicycle lanes, etc. So there you go. There's a lot of hard work that goes into becoming an NPC. You must strive or work really hard to get this status, to get this particular designation. Yeah, these cities, they have to work together with the residents, the people who live in the city, visitors, i.e. tourists, people visiting the city, and also other organizations. They have to all work together to plant flowers and trees, to clean up the waterways like canals and stuff like that. And you also have to put in more bike lanes. The bike lanes, I hear, are crucial, are critical.
They are, and I can easily imagine people in London doing this. English people just love their gardens, they love flowers, they love birds. So it should be pretty easy for them to do this, to clean up those waterways, to plant flowers and plants and stuff like that. And of course, they love their cycling there. And of course, you can see all sorts of videos on YouTube of cyclists in London having conflicts with motorists. But that's kind of another subject. Hopefully, London will be successful as a green city.
Anyways, in this paragraph, we answer the question, what does this distinction, NPC, what does it mean? Yeah, what is a national park city? We answered that question. Now, in the third part of our lesson, we're going to answer this question. Why would London become the world's first national park city? Why was it a great candidate to become the world's first national park city? Yes, we'll answer this question and more right after this break.
London was a good choice because 21.7% of the inner city area is already green space. In fact, the number of trees in the capital is almost the same as the number of people, 8.6 million people to 8.3 million trees. But the city won't stop there. The mayor aims to make London 50% green by 2050. The National Park City Foundation has an ambitious goal to encourage 25 more cities to earn NPC status by 2025. But those that want to join London may have to make drastic changes to their cityscapes. Do you think your city has a shot at the title?
"第三部分我们看到一个形容词 ambitious 指宏伟的，有雄心抱负的。例如The government has an ambitious program to improve employment rates. 政府有个远大目标计划来提高就业率。再举一个例子 The boss likes Trudy because she is smart and ambitious. 老板喜欢 Trudy 因为她既聪明又有抱负。再来我们看到一个单字 drastic 这个字是形容词，指变化巨大的、激烈的。举例来说We need to have drastic changes in order to save our campus. 我们必须做出极大的改变才能拯救我们的校园。或是 To help stop the fire from spreading, drastic measures were taken by the fire department. 为了抑制大火蔓延，消防单位采取了非常手段。接着我们看到名词 cityscape 指市容、城市风景，像是 The cityscape was filled with abandoned buildings.这座城市的景观充满废弃的建筑物。最后我们看到片语 have a shot at 加名词或动词 ing 表示有机会做到点点点。我们可以说 Joe believes that his team will have a shot at the championship. Joe 相信他的团队有机会拿到冠军。另外除了上面的意思，这个片语也可以表示试试看、尝试点点点。例如My friends told me that it is a difficult job, but I'd like to have a shot at it. 我朋友告诉我这是一个很艰难的工作，但我想要试试看。补充一个同义片语 give something a shot 表示尝试做某事，像是 I've never done voice work before, but I am willing to give it a shot. 我从来没有做过配音工作，但我愿意试试看。
Okay, so why was London chosen as a national park city? Well, London was a good choice because 21.7% of the inner city area is already green space. So inner city is like the inside of the city, not the suburbs and not the residential areas, where the central business district is and where all the tall buildings are. That would be the inner city, but they already had a head start there. It was already green in the first place. As I said, English people just love their gardens and their parks and stuff like that. They already knew how important that was.
So there you go. London is already kind of like a park, so make London the world's first national park city. Now, it's not mostly green, but hey, for a big city, a big urban space, to have 22% of your inner city green space, hey, that's pretty good. Now, we've got another fun fact for you guys right now. In fact, the number of trees in the capital, i.e. in London, is almost the same as the number of people. Yeah, 8.6 million people to 8.3 million trees.
That is a lot of trees, but the city won't stop there, okay? They don't think that's enough. They realize there's more they can do to improve the quality of life in the city of London. The mayor of London aims to make London 50% green by 2050. So here, aim is being used as a verb. That's the mayor's goal. Yes, we've got a great green city. That's wonderful, but we can keep on going there. We can make London 50% green by 2050, and it will still be a vibrant urban center. They'll still be able to have their businesses. They'll still have those stadiums full of soccer fans on Saturdays. It will still be the same city, but with more green space.
There you go. Now let's move on. The next sentence says, the National Park City Foundation has an ambitious goal to encourage 25 more cities to earn NPC status by 2025, but those that want to join London may have to make drastic changes to their cityscapes. Now, I'm thinking maybe New York will be a good candidate for an NPC because, yeah, in Manhattan there, they've got a huge park in the center of everything. It's called Central Park.
Indeed, and there are lots of islands and rivers around New York City, so that would be a good candidate. But again, we've got this organization called the National Park City Foundation, which I believe in Chinese is Jijinhui Foundation. It could be the base of something, but in this particular case, it's some kind of organization. And their goal is ambitious. They want to accomplish a lot. They have high hopes for this so that 25 more cities can earn this status by the year 2025. Status here just means your position or your standing.
There you go. Here, a status is a level that you have reached, okay? We also use this word distinction, okay? You can also say that a status that you have or that you've gained is a distinction. You can also say it's a designation that you have earned. That's the idea here. You can't be officially called an NPC if you have not earned NPC status, or in London, they might call that status. Yeah, the pronunciation here is either status or status.
And it goes on to say here, but those that want to join London may have to make drastic changes to their cityscapes. Drastic just means severe or big changes, and your cityscape just means the general characteristics of a city, which could refer to the buildings, the industrial areas, the zoning, and all those things. Those have to do with the cityscape. And yes, it might be easier said than done for some cities, but I guess maybe like Los Angeles or something, because it's very polluted and they've got lots of highways. It might be very difficult to make Los Angeles a green city, whereas some cities might already have a head start.
Like New York City with Central Park there at the center. I think New York City will be a good candidate for NPC. Anyways, do you think your city has a shot at the title? Do you think that maybe, just maybe, your city can become an NPC?
Yes, you might have a shot or a chance to have that title, so we wish all the cities in the world good luck, and I'm sure Taipei or Kaohsiung or Taichung have a good shot at that status as well. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Time now to listen to our Chinese teacher.
位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文一开始提到，当你想象一座城市，大自然可能不会浮现在你的脑海里。好，那他说 You probably think of buildings, roads and cars instead。你反而可能会想到建筑物、道路和车辆。好，句子里面用到 instead 这个副词，它表示作为代替，或是反而，或是却怎么样。那它可以摆在句首或是句尾。摆在句首的时候，要用逗号跟句子隔开。举例来说 They didn't go to the library. Instead, they went to the movies. 他们没有去图书馆，反而是去看电影。好，那这边我们用 instead逗号 They went to the movies， 这边用逗号把它隔开咯。好，读到课文第二部分的第一句，他说 An NPC is a city that strives to incorporate nature into an urban setting to make the city healthier and more enjoyable for people and wildlife alike。 国家公园城市是一座努力将自然纳入都市的环境中，使城市更健康，也让人们和野生动物都更愉悦的城市。好，这边我们来看两个文法重点。第一个是这里有动词 incorporate， 它表示包含、纳入或是使什么合并。 Incorporate A into B 就表示把 A 纳入 B 里面。这边要介绍的是 incorporate 它的字首字根。好， C-O-R-P或是看到 C-O-R-P-O-R 这样的字根，它表示身体、躯体或是尸骸，也就是死掉之后留下来骨骸。像 corpse C-O-R-P-S-E 就是指尸体。那后来呢，这一类的字根它有引申出团体的意思，很莫名其妙吧。好，那我们像在 incorporate 这个字当中呢， C-O-R-P-O-R 表示群体，那它的字首 in 表示进入，那么字尾 ate 是动词字尾。同学们可以联想，进入一个团体群体之中，就表示你被纳入其中咯。这样应该可以想到说 incorporate 它可以表达包含、包括在内的意思。好，顺便来学几个相同字根的单字。第一个是 corporate C-O-R-P-O-R-A-T-E，它的字根 C-O-R-P-O-R 表示团体，那么 A-T-E 是形容词字尾，合在一起 corporate 可以用来形容共同的、全体的，或者是公司的、企业的。如果把字尾 A-T-E 改成名词字尾 A-T-I-O-N， 会变成名词 corporation， 就表示公司或是企业。第二个要补充的是 corporal C-O-R-P-O-R-A-L， 它的字根 C-O-R-P-O-R 表示身体，那么 AL 是形容词字尾，合在一起 corporal 就是形容身体的、肉体的。像我们说 corporal punishment 就表示体罚。好，再看到第二个重点是要讲这个句子里面用到 alike 当副词，它表示一样的、相似的。像有一句谚语说 Great minds think alike，字面意思是聪明的人想的一样，它就是用来表达英雄所见略同。那当我们用 A and B alike， 就表示说 A 和 B 一样。举例来说 Anne is loved by customers and coworkers alike， 顾客和同事都一样很喜欢 Anne。 好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Strive. Rick strives to finish in the top 10 every time he runs a race. Urban. About 55% of the world's population currently lives in urban areas. Wildlife. Wildlife centers take care of sick or injured animals until they're ready to be released into the wild. Foundation. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is the world's largest charity organization. Ambitious. The country recently released an ambitious 5-year development plan. Status. The red list of threatened species classifies the Asian elephant as having endangered status.
Discussion starter starts now.
All right, folks, it's time for our discussion starter. Hey, Roger. What are the benefits of having more green space in a city?
Well, when a city has more green space, of course, the trees help produce more oxygen, so the air is fresher. And I suppose if they plant special kinds of trees or plants, they can absorb the dangerous gases from car exhaust and further reduce pollution. How about you?
Green space, more of it will mean more parks, and that's going to make a city more livable, and that's why it's so important. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.